Bang.
Bang. Bangity bang bang.
So we are back.
We're back.
That's the second episode.
Second episode is starting as of now. Welcome.
How cool is that?
If you haven't seen the first one, go watch the first one.
Oh, please do. It was so cool. It was a pilot project, so we kind of like ended up doing like a lot of different stuff, trying to connect you guys with us to see if we're doing it properly or not.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it seems everything works fine. So it was just a pilot project.
Yeah.
We were thinking like, okay, should we delete it? Should we keep it? We're gonna keep it.
Yeah.
Because it's important for you guys to see like the way we grow, the way we do things as well. So well, that's the most important.
And a little introduction, we kind of spoke about a little bit, you know, where this whole thing started. And as you know, I start this podcast and then stop it every 3 months. But we're back for sure. And so...
Well, that's...
Yeah, you know.
Come on, that's the second episode already.
Exactly. See,
so,
we're doing better than last time. So,
it's working.
You know, we're going to stay here for a while.
Yes.
And we can grow together, build this community, have a bit of fun, and kind of learn about, you know, soccer and football together.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, we're here this time, the second episode, to talk a little bit more like about our careers and a few things. It's going to be like a short one as well.
Very
like,
short.
Yeah,
Yeah, very short. Our careers kind of stopped before they started. So it'll be a very short episode, but we like to keep them short and sweet. We're hoping to keep these like 10 to 20 minutes long, unless we have like a guest maybe, or if in the future.
We're definitely going to have some guests.
We're going to have some guests. We'll line up some guests, whether they're, you know, whoever, maybe, you know, ex-players.
Cristiano Ronaldo maybe.
Definitely maybe, you know, Kevin De Bruyne, you know, all those, they're all the best.
Wow.
But yeah, maybe some like MPL players, Adelaide United players, possibly, who knows.
You can have some.
Get the connection going, the network, and kind of let you have an inside scoop on their lives and that sort of stuff. A little interview with them.
Yeah, definitely. Tell me, so Kyle, can you explain it to us, like, how did you start your career as a footballer?
Dude, I started I grew up down south, man, so I'm not from like the west side or like northeast, so like all my mates didn't play soccer. I was like the only kid. But I joined I lived down south, so first club was like Seaford Rangers, like under sixes or something. I was playing school soccer, and then we had a friendly game, and then they were like, oh yeah, he's a good player, join, whatever. And then went to Co for a little bit, and then fast forward, Bacala, West Adelaide, got injured. That was kind of the, I had these problems with my calves, had eventually kind of diagnosed as like calf compartment syndrome.
Yeah.
Basically, man, it was just like throughout from when I remember doing like these state trials, and that's when I really first remember like stick. I think they called it now, but like sip or sap for you guys nowadays. And it would just stop me from like running. I'd run like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and like it'd be like someone's got like a ball inflator stuck into my calf and just inflated it. Like how I could explain it is if you got on like a step and did like 3,000 single leg calf raises, and that feeling of just like the swelling, the fatigue, that feeling is kind of what it felt like to run. And sometimes
for the whole time?
Yeah, so like it would be like 3 minutes fine, and then depending on the day, it would feel that feeling, and it would be there'd be sometimes my foot would actually numb, like my calf and foot would go numb. And I went to every doctor, I went to every therapist, like Chinese, orthopedic, chiropractor, anything you could imagine. I went there and no one could fix it. They just said, well, they all said they could.
Yeah, okay.
But they're like, yeah, come back 700 times and we'll fix that for sure.
Well, maybe one day. Yeah,
just send us your bank account and all your money and we'll be able to fix it. And we did, and it never got fixed. Oh yeah, I owe my parents. I owe my parents so much money, and it will get paid. Okay. You know, I hire my mum now, so slowly paying her back.
You hire your mum, so she's gonna get paid now.
Yeah, so we do pay mama for that.
Oh, but that's tough.
Yeah.
But how was it for you, like knowing that you had to stop technically?
So that was like I first had that stuff from like 12 to 15, like that pain.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it would be fine for God no reason, and I then. Oh, here we go. I forgot about this. So yeah, we went on like this little overseas Genova GIS or what is some of you guys might know where they do like a tour to Italy and you verse like into Milan, all that sort of stuff. It's just a fun holiday. They sell it to you as if you're going to be signed.
So they sell it as a holiday.
They sell it as like scouting agents.
Yeah.
they're lying to you.
So they promise you
They
to get like, hey, you're going to sign with a contract. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to be famous.
They're like, oh, you come with this holiday. Like, it's very standard. Like, they say, yeah, we'll go to this tour. We play against, you know, some of these best teams. And, like, you know, you'll be able to get signed and seen.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anyways. So we went on to those. It was good fun. But then I popped my calf, like, ruptured my calf, like, tore it. Like, I heard it in training, in one of the training camps in Italy, on this holiday tour sort of thing. And then I got told to take some pain meds. So I took pain meds, went to go play a game. In the warm-up, I just heard this gunshot pop, bang in my calf, and I just dropped to the floor. And I pretty much just tore the whole thing, sort of thing.
Oh, my gosh.
But then, so that whole tour that we paid to go on, I was on crutches the whole time. Great fun.
Oh, my gosh.
It was really fun.
So you literally went there in holidays?
Not even.
Because you couldn't even walk
dude, they
properly.
went to like Rome and Venice and stuff. I literally was on the hotel bed.
Can you imagine going to Italy, trying to pursue your dream, and then when you realize you're on a crutches?
Can you imagine paying for your son to go on this tour, and then he does nothing on there? So that's fun. But then I come back home and
in such a young age.
Yeah, and that
So
was
15.
I think it was 14 then.
14.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then so I came back home and then went to go get therapy, like just injury therapy for your thing. I went to our first time went to go see Diego Pellegrini. I'm not sure if you know him. He's super good. Shout out him.
Yeah.
In terms of injuries, shout out. I send my players to him. Diego, you're a legend.
It's really good.
So he fixed up my calf in like 2 weeks. I was like, damn, he's killer. And he said, we're actually doing this Italian. They've got some Italian coaches coming down for a little clinic. And then I went to that. Luckily, he healed my calf in like 2-3 weeks. And then went to do the clinic, and after the clinic kind of got the offer and said, oh yeah, you know, we want to invite you to go to Italy to some professional academy.
Yeah.
It was third division, L'Aquila Calcio. They are now bankrupt, but they were. It was a very good experience. I was there for like 4 years. So after the invite, my parents were like, yeah, sure, you can go.
Yeah.
But that means I had to drop out of school. And
Oh really?
Yeah, so I was like...
And your parents support you?
Yeah, legends. Oh, parents,
Mate,
best
how
in the
cool
world.
is that?
Yeah, in terms of parents, best in the world. I was super lucky with that.
That is so awesome.
Because I know most would just be like, no, you got to finish school. Like,
Yeah, finish school
education.
Which, by the way, it's important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kids, go to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do what I did. But I was meant to go to school in Italy, so I dropped out of year 11 to go to Italy, to go to school there. But Italians, you have no organisation or sense of responsibility. Okay, cazzo. And so I never got put to school in there. So literally, this is kind of where Soccer Club Mastery started. You train once or twice a day. For the rest of those hours, you do literally nothing.
Oh my.
And I was like 15, so I at least went there with a few other Australians, and we just literally just mucked around for a year or two.
And you had to learn pretty much like a different language too, right?
Oh yeah, I'm Greek. I don't speak Italian. Well, now I do, but yeah, that sucked as well. So I
Yeah, I know.
couldn't speak the language. But for the first 2 years, I didn't even try to learn because there was like 5 English lads and like 3 Australians. So like we just kept to ourselves, and I found it really hard to learn the language.
It is hard.
we do
can
know.
say that.
Yeah.
It's really hard. And for me, English is such a hard language because I think I mentioned to you guys, I came here with no English at all. At least now I can express myself. I can talk to you.
That's the worst part.
Come on, man.
Like, you can't express yourself.
I know. Like, you want to say something that... never mind.
And everyone looks at you like...
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
It's so tiresome.
It is.
Yeah. That's another thing we'll go into, like mental health and like going overseas. Like, because people not idolize, romanticize the going overseas. Like, that's the big thing. We're going to get into another episode on that. And
it is a good thing, though. But like,
it depends.
It's so hard. Like, it's so
hard.
hard because like it's not that easy the way they sell it to you.
No.
So it's definitely not easy at all. But of course, there's a good things as well, and we grow as a person. I think like pretty much like what are you doing so far right now? It's also because you went to Italy and went through so many things, and make you as like a big man as you are right now.
Yeah.
And come on, that is really cool. So moving abroad kind of like change your life and at least the perspective of things you see in daily basis or something like that. The way you miss your relatives, parents, and everyone, and you kind of need to do whatever it takes to survive.
Yeah, 100%.
Technically, it is. So every single thing that I never did in Brazil, when I moved to Australia, they were like, "Hey, can you do this?" Oh yeah, definitely. I remember like getting one of the jobs, like someone just asked me if I could do like gardening and stuff.
Yeah.
I never did it my whole life, but I needed money.
Oh, you're an
so
expert.
They were like, "Hey, can you do it?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm born ready." So yeah, I used to do that back home. As soon as I said goodbye to the guy, I went to YouTube and I was like, "How to do gardening?"
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's one of those things. Like obviously for me, it was not as intense because I had the backing of my parents.
Yeah.
But yeah, imagine like without that, impossible. Like. So I congrats on like coming here and doing everything you're doing, man.
Trying to work hard.
Yeah, and he works hard. That's why he's here. That's why he's joining the academy.
We have to do it.
But yeah, so fast forward. So I'm in Italy, playing the professional academy, La Calcio. It was Serie C, so it's 3rd division, but still professional in Italy. Mm-hmm. That's the difference between like Adelaide and going to overseas. Like there's a billion clubs. Like anywhere you go, there's another club because they don't have like a billion sports. That's just football.
Yep.
And maybe a couple other things, but so I was kind of just still couldn't get over my calf problem. So like my parents like just go over there. There might be people over there that know how to fix it. So just go with the flow. Go drop out of school. Go to Italy. Do the whole thing. But my calves are just always a problem. I just could never get over it. And like you could do surgery for it, but like then a lot of the surgery says it just won't be very successful. It can make it worse. Even like I've heard stories of other people getting it and they've got like 2, 3, 4 times. And I'm like, how can that be healthy? Yeah. But yeah. So that's...
You didn't do it?
I never did surgery, no.
Okay, great.
And so I eventually just came home for a holiday, and then by those, because I was there for like 4 years, and the last 2 years I was literally by myself. Like all the Australian guys, the English guys, they all went home.
They came back home.
They were like, "Screw this sucks. It's a horrific lifestyle."
So they were like a little bit more like, "Hey, that's not good."
Yeah.
They literally sold to us like a different stuff. I'm getting home.
The thing is, it's like I had the mental strength and fortitude to like, stick it out. Like I did not care. I just wanted to be successful. But my body was like, nah, bro. And then there's other kids who got way more talent than me, way better body, everything. But then it's like, well, they don't want to stay away from their friends. They have a girlfriend at home, whatever. And it's super hard to be in a different environment. You don't have your friends or your family, and you're alone, and it's with social media. You see other friends partying or having fun, things like that, and you go, "What am I doing here, kicking ball for?" And so a lot of people just quit straight away. Yeah, and that's a topic in itself. And so I came home, and then I was the night before my flight. I was meant to go back to Italy, and then I just said, "No, not going." And then like 3 months later, COVID happened. So I'm like, thankfully not in Italy. But I just couldn't get over my calves, my problems, injuries. So I just packed it in and now started this.
Wow, that's tough. Well, come. It seems like a sad podcast.
It is, man. Like, dude, so this stuff kills me. I hate
like
this.
that easier. So, okay, my life as a footballer was a little bit different. So I was not the best soccer player ever.
Neither.
Definitely. But it was like, like when in the PE classes at school, that you're like, for example, you're not even the first one to be chosen with your friends, but I was normally like the second one in every kind of sport. So I was like kind of popular. Hey, basketball, put Inacio, the second one. Oh, like futsal, Inacio. And I was always like in the second. Never the first one, but always the second.
Yeah.
So I was a really good listener. So I remember like training when I was literally young. I was the kid who couldn't dribble properly, but I was the one. If the coach say, Inacio, go there, stay there, don't move, I would be standing still there without move because he told me to. Yeah. So every single time that he came to me and say, Inacio, do this. I was the only one who normally tried every single thing he was telling me. So it was really important. So I became the captain. Yeah. Oh, how cool is that? Like in such a young age, be the captain. So I was quite captain quite all the time.
Where were you playing?
So back then it was just like, like for example, like NPL clubs as well. But like I was like really young.
Yeah.
And then there was one team in my country, actually in the city town that I was living, called Bragantino. And I used to do like I used to play for them, but like when I was like 14, 13. And then I did like plenty of trials in different clubs. And then I went to Sao Paulo and I did a trial. They put me in like some sort of like a reserve list. And I went there. I remember like once someone just got injury and then they called me in to go there. And then a lot of things just happened. So let me explain to you in a very short way. I have a heart disease. Boom, that's it. Technically, that's it. So I have a heart disease, which just literally make me stop doing everything I had it. And it was so frustrating for me because I thought that I was having like a really nice possibility to become like a really professional soccer player or something like that. And I saw like plenty of friends just achieving like their goals. And I was like, damn, I cannot even play anymore. So what I did was I was telling my parents, I was like, hey, I want to become like a PA teacher. So I started doing like to become like a physical education teacher. And since 2002, I became like a soccer coach without even get like my whole certificate. So I was working in an academy in Brazil. They have like so many famous soccer players that was retired already. And I was working with them. I learned a lot with them. And then when I graduated in 2006, I was literally running the whole academy there. Yeah. It was quite nice. And then I was doing like some different kind of courses to become like a better soccer coach.
So you said you graduated. So what did you do exactly?
I am a physical education teacher. Yeah. And I do have like a how you say it, pause degree. Like when you finish the
postgraduate?
Yes, that's the one. Degree, yeah. So I did one in futsal and soccer, like to develop like some sort of like a development, sport, recreation, fitness program, blah, blah, blah. It's a huge name. And then, so I was like, I want to do a master degree or something like that. And I was literally keen to do it. But then you kind of grow up and then you need to work and then you don't know what to do. I met my now wife, which is awesome. I can see that camera's not working anymore.
Great.
Good.
That's perfect.
That's perfect.
And Archer's fired.
So, I'm fired. So, stay there.
We'll be back. We're having technical difficulties here at the Soccer Life Mastery podcast.
Is it working? I don't know. Who knows?
No, it's not.
I have no idea where
Little cut. We'll be back.
A few moments later.
Graduate degree and you were learning and all that sort of stuff.
So, and then I did like the whole studies that I supposed to be doing it. And then I met my now wife. And when I met her, you kind of see butterflies all the time. You get inspired. You want to do everything for her. And then you stop like dreaming about your stuff because all you need to do is just be with her, blah, blah, blah.
What a good
Yeah,
man.
I know.
What a good
Come
man.
on. Like, I'm still...
He's a keeper.
I'm in love with her, so that's all good. I love her. Anyway. So, and then I just decided to work in the different areas in Brazil as well. And when I moved to Australia, I think you guys know because I spoke like in the very first episode. So I was like, I'm so keen to do it because every time they come to you and say, where are you from? I'm from Brazil. They think like you're the best one ever. Well, as a soccer coach, I can guarantee myself. But like as a player,
the very best.
As a player, come on. Yeah. I'm terrible. I'm not.
But he's actually very, very good. I've seen him. He's very good.
He's lying. So but that's the thing. So I had to stop because of heart disease, and that was something like really tough. That's the reason I'm still fat. Last year I got a stroke. I was running a session at one club here in Adelaide. So I was running the session, then I remember like putting the cones, setting up the pitch, and I was like, oh damn, I think we're going to fade. And I remember like one of the coaches was like, you're joking. I was like, no.
Bonk.
I woke up inside of the ambulance and then I was taking medicine for so long. So I'm going to explode. I'm fat. But I stopped taking the medicine. It's been like a month and a half or nearly 2 months already. So I was supposed to start losing some weight, but then I got lazy. And now I'm back in the track, so I'm back to the gym again. So you guys are going to see me like fit in 10 years. Now, I promise you, like in 2-3 months maximum, I'm going to be like 20 kilos.
Shredded, huge.
20 kilos less than I am right now.
Yeah.
I hope so.
No, I believe you.
Yeah,
we'll keep him accountable. If he's not in the next couple of episodes of the podcast, just comment below and be like, bro, go to the gym. Well, firstly, so you were playing São Paulo.
Yeah.
For the people who don't know, where is that? What division?
Oh no, that's a huge club in Brazil.
Yeah.
I was not playing like with the pros because I was like really young.
Yeah.
So it's like technically, well, I go for São Paulo, so it's the best team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like, it's literally, if you think about it, come on, like there's São Paulo, Flamengo, Corinthians. There's a few huge clubs there. Kaká came from São Paulo as well. So yeah, come on, like there's plenty of players who just came from São Paulo, and they are really, really good. It's a really huge team. 2005, we won against Liverpool in the tournament we had like in Japan. Yeah, it was like I think it was in Japan. It was like a really nice one. So it's a huge club. Yeah, so there's plenty of like titles there. There's a stadium like 80,000 people in the stadium. That's a huge one. So, well, it's a huge club.
Yeah. No, it's good to see you. You know, in terms of coaching, you've done all those sort of certificates and study and all that sort of stuff, so you know your stuff. So for the academy players, you know, you're under the best over there. He's no more than me. He knows more than me, that's for sure.
No, I do not. No, maybe or maybe not.
Maybe
I don't know.
Who knows?
We kind of know like quite a lot of things, so that's
and that's why he is the technical director of the academy.
And that's the reason you guys should sign up with us and just come and learn with us. We have like plenty of experience to show you, to share with you. So that's really nice.
Well, and I think maybe next episode we'll touch on because what we've touched on here is kind of it takes more than just being a good football player to make it. There's a lot of things to go into, especially if you're going overseas, the mental side, how you're going to deal with not having family or friends, or, you know, you might think you can stick it out, but what happens when you go there and then you realize, okay, yeah, you're good in Australia, but you're just an average Italian or Brazilian player. You're not the best over there. Yeah. And then what happens when you get put on the bench once, and then you think, well, I'm not used to this. I'm always going to be I was always the best.
That's the reason you mentioned about the mental health.
Yes.
Because we need to know how to deal with it.
Yes. So mental health, as everybody knows, is a massive thing. Yeah. It's getting more and more awareness as we go. And with football, especially going overseas and things like that, that comes into play a lot more than people think. And it's not just how good you are at football, it's not how fast you are, it's how can you deal with all of the other side of football in terms of the mental, can I stick it out? You know, if people are bullying me, or if, you know, I'm overseas, I don't speak the language. As we said, you can't express yourself. Exactly. Your mental health gets destroyed. And that's why so many people quit. And so I think we'll touch a bit upon, you know, how to go professional, what are some things you have to keep in mind when you're trying to go through this journey of being a footballer, and all that sort of stuff. So I think we'll touch on that next episode.
Definitely. Yeah, of course. I need to share as well, like, my experience with Melbourne City as well.
Yes.
It's something that could add something to Soccer Life Mastery, and something that I'm really keen to do it. But I think let's do it in the next episode to not get you guys like bored. I want you guys entertained during the whole time, which is really important to us, right?
So we're trying to keep these short, sharp, 10 to 25 minutes more or less. So Melbourne,
we start with 10
to 20,
10
and
20, 25. Next episode,
it's 1 hour long.
Yeah, pretty much like.
Yeah, we can't help it. We talk too much. We're trying to keep it short and sweet. But yeah, Melbourne City. Just so they know, what sort of stuff you're going to touch on.
I was working in a program called like International Students Program, after school programs, and I was working with the pros as well. Like, of course, but then it was the other part of myself, which was like recording as well. Mm-hmm. With the pros, I was recording, so I could have learned like a lot as well, watching the way they were training.
And this is the AD club you're talking about, Melbourne City.
Yeah, the Melbourne City FC. So, oh my gosh, it was so cool. It was such a nice experience working with them too. They're really professional. It's so cool. I learned a lot with like what I'm doing right now as well, like recording videos and things like that, which is going to be like part of my job as well. Yeah. So, and I learned a lot like working with the kids, with like the girls as well that I was doing it. So yeah, it was quite nice. I'm really keen to share like a few things with everyone involved. Mm-hmm. And
awesome. No, perfect. So this episode was more about getting to know who we are, especially our new technical director, Inacho. And yeah, easy peasy.
That's it. Don't forget TikTok videos, Instagram, and everything. Don't forget to go to our website as well to see like what we have to offer.
Yeah, in terms of our programs and things like that, especially if you're in Adelaide, South Australia.
Awesome.
Easy peasy.
Well, see you guys in the next episode then.
Laters.
Yeah, bye.